Hi lovies, it's your girl Amara here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Here on this channel you'll get fashion, lifestyle, and everything me, everything that I love. And today's video is going to be a sit down kind of chit chat video, and as you can tell from the title of the video, I'm going to be talking about the importance of giving yourself time to heal after a breakup. And let's get right into it. So I'm not sure if any of you watched the intro of me returning back to YouTube, but in that video I did mention that I left a 7-year relationship and I was living with my person, living with that person for about 3 years, and I finally, decided to go my separate ways. Little backstory. Before I got into this relationship, I was in a relationship with my high school sweetheart. I was with him for 6 years. He cheated on me and I checked up the juices. But I did not give myself enough time to heal. In between me leaving my high school sweetheart to the person I just left, I only gave myself a year. And I felt at the time it was good enough, but now looking back at it, I feel like it wasn't a good enough amount of time. I was just so fixated on not being cheated on when I met my recent ex that I accepted him exactly how he was. And I guess we're taught that that's what you should do, right? I don't know, but I accepted him exactly how he was, and I know, looking back on it, that had I given myself more time to heal from what my ex prior to him had done to me, I wouldn't have been with the guy that I just left. The type of relationship that I just left, the reason why I was in that relationship was because of my response. Like, being cheated on to me was like, the way I reacted was literally a trauma response. I kind of was so fixated on the fact that I got cheated on, and I lowered my standards. And let me be very clear. On paper, great guy. However, we were total opposites. Incompatible as fuck. Did I have to worry about him cheating on me? Never. It was never a thought. Not even an inkling of like him doing anything wrong. But we were incompatible, and these were things that I noticed from the very beginning of my relationship with him. However, I just swept it under the rug because I was like, he doesn't cheat. He does not cheat. So I completely lowered my standards and the things that I know made me happy within a relationship, all due to the strength of him not cheating. So if that meant that he didn't want to travel the world and do anything, I'm like, I don't care, because he don't cheat. And then if that meant that he don't want to spend time with my family, I was like, I don't care, because he don't cheat. If that meant that he didn't take care of himself or his hygiene, I don't care, because he don't cheat. Like, literally, I lowered my fucking standards because the man did not cheat. I was accepting a life that I never had planned for myself. And I think it's important because I think I would have saved myself 7 fucking years. And that sounds a little harsh, to be honest, so I think I may want to take that back, because I consider myself a student of life, and everything that I go through, I learn from it. There's some type of lessons. There's always lessons to be learned from anything that we endure in life. So I don't want to say save myself 7 years, but I'm 31 years old, and yeah, I'm still young, but I feel like if I would have kept my fucking 7 years, like, I would have been younger. I probably would have been married by now. I don't know. I really don't know. So let me not go ahead and do all the overthinking. But like I said, I should have given myself enough time to heal. That year, it went by extremely fast, and I think we are so used to hearing the savage narrative, the women who say men ain't shit, and we never really hear the other end of the spectrum, which is the settlers. And I feel like I became a settler. I feel like I became that woman who was just okay with lowering my standards, all in the sake of not being cheated on. What the fuck is that? So does that mean that Does that mean that I'm going to put aside everything that makes me happy, like the small little details, being courted, you know, going out, being sociable, hanging out with family, like tidiness, you know, self-care? Like, I'm gonna put all of that on the back burner because he doesn't cheat? That's wild. I don't want to say that being cheated on was like traumatic, but it is kind of traumatic to, like, you know, give somebody your fucking heart and then they play with you, right? It is kind of traumatic that they play with you. And so I realized that was a trauma response. That I was consistently telling myself, oh, I'm happy, I got a good guy. And don't get me wrong, guy's amazing, like I said, incompatible though. And for some people, being incompatible doesn't matter. Some people think that as long as you have core values, as long as your core values match, like everything else is like workable. And that's true. I think that is true to a certain extent, but you have to be willing to work on it. And unfortunately, the things that I require and the things that he required, no go. And I noticed all these things in the beginning of the relationship. I noticed what the red flags were for me, and I ignored it, which is crazy because the red flags that I noticed in the beginning of the relationship are the reasons why I left the relationship. And the reason why I left the relationship is because I didn't give myself enough time to heal. Because if I would have given myself enough time to heal, then I would have realized, oh baby, while he may be a good guy and while he may not cheat, he is not the good guy for you. And that's okay. It is okay to be in a relationship with a good person and realize that we're not good for one another and we have to end it. Sometimes you find yourself in these situations and it's like, oh, you know, well, this is the best I'm gonna find. This is the best I'm gonna find. And you're so fearful of not finding what you really want or what makes sense to you or what feels like home to you that you stay. And I know, like I said, had I given myself enough time to heal, I would not have even gotten into the relationship. Everything that was a red flag to me, I would have definitely took heed to it and walked away. And now I sit here extremely happy because I'm like, yo, I get to like literally be free. I get to do whatever it is that I want to do, and I really get to, most importantly, pour into myself and understand exactly what it is that I want this time around. Who I am, what I like, so that the next guy that I meet, he knows exactly who I am, what I like, what my standards are, and I'm not going to feel like I have to lower my standards because I'm in some traumatic situation, or this is my trauma response and this is why I'm running away, or whatever, all that bullshit. But I don't think that we hear enough women talk about that. We hear women talk about, you know, niggas ain't shit, fuck niggas, I'm gonna become a savage, I'm gonna do me. But we don't hear the women talk about becoming the settlers, all in the sake of not being cheated on. And I was like, yo, am I really finna settle? Am I really finna like just accept this boring ass fucking life because I was cheated on? That's the, oh Lord. Yo, it is crazy. It's crazy. And you know, when I sit down and I think about myself, I'm not a boring person. I love excitement. First and foremost, I'm a Gemini. So y'all already know we got different personalities. So we need to fulfill each personality has to be happy. For me at least, okay? And I got about three personalities within me. So I need to make each and every one of them happy, okay? So to know that I was willing to lower my standards to the point that like I felt like I was going insane because I knew we were incompatible. And we kept just like beating a dead horse. And core values matters. It matters a lot. But when you're not doing the small details, and when you don't understand a person's love language, how much do the core values actually matter? How much do the core values actually matter? You know, we're young, we don't have any kids, we're not married. Why aren't we traveling the world? Why aren't we being sociable? Why aren't we going to family events? Why aren't we doing any of these things? You know, so for me personally, those are the details that matter to me. Yeah, our core values match up, but the details, like, so if we're not doing these things now, we're not going to be doing these things if we were married, if we did have kids. And I saw myself heading down that path, and I was like, you know what? I have to let this go. And I could not. I have to let it go now. I can't continue to go down this path because I'm not going to be happy. I'm not going to be happy. And I feel like a lot of us tend to settle out of being fearful. And I was tired of living like that. I was tired of feeling like, oh, I'm afraid to be cheated on. I'm afraid to be cheated on. At this point, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. And I'm not saying I don't give a fuck to be cheated on. No. You cheat, I'm checking up the deuces each and every time. Simple. But I don't give a fuck about fear. I'm not living in fear anymore. I don't give a fuck about a biological clock. I don't give a fuck about there's not enough fish in the sea. Like, I don't give a fuck about any of that. I give a fuck about being happy. Being mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially happy across the board. I think that I probably needed at least 2 years. You know, like, I would have known from the get, like, nah, this ain't it. This ain't it. Like, I get that you're not a cheating type of guy, but you're also not the guy for me. Just because you don't cheat don't mean that you're the guy for me. Just because you're a good guy on paper doesn't mean that we're compatible. You know, just because we're two good people doesn't mean that we are two good people that have to be together. And sometimes we just force things that doesn't make sense. You know, sometimes we force things that is never really gonna be. It's not meant to be. And you can feel it. On a spiritual level, I felt it. Like I said, I knew from the very beginning, but because I did not give myself enough time to heal, I just ignored it. I swept it under the rug. Like, I saw all the red flags. I had the visions of what my life would become, and I ignored it. But that is over, and I feel good now. I feel good. I feel like what I believe I would have felt like had I left in the very beginning, or had I not even, you know, given him a chance. But I'm still thankful that I did that, because, like I said, I am a student of life, and had I not gone through this experience, I wouldn't even be in this moment. I wouldn't even be able to share this story, to tell other women or other young girls, you know, to give yourself time to heal. Give yourself time to love you. And sometimes understand that while we may not necessarily see what we're in the moment, trust your gut. Trust your gut feeling. Because, like I said, had I trusted my gut feeling, I would have realized that, oh, this is a trauma response, and deep down inside, I'm really not happy. Deep down inside, like, I really don't want to be in this relationship. Deep down inside, while he is good, we're not good together. And it's okay to come across a good person, across a good person's path, and just say, hey, I met you, and I'm happy I met you, and it's time to go. Bye-bye. But for me, I took about 7 years. But you know what? I think I had to go through this, because if I didn't move in with him, I wouldn't have realized, like, how serious this was for me. So God was like, all right, you know what? You don't want to pay attention to the red flags? Y'all go ahead and live with each other. And now you're gonna see. So I'm very thankful that I experienced this, and hopefully this video helps y'all. Y'all don't have to experience it. Hopefully y'all give yourselves enough time to heal. Hopefully y'all don't have a trauma response to, like, being cheated on, you know, all that bad stuff, because who the fuck wants to deal with any of that? And really and truly, the only thing that's going to happen is that you're going to end up being emotionally unhappy. So you want to try to always keep that balance. You don't want to go the route of becoming a savage and thinking that niggas ain't shit and then having that mindset, because that's what you're going to attract. And then you also don't want to lower your standards and become a settler, because then you're also going to attract a guy that's not necessarily good for you. So, you know, when you give yourself that time to heal, you create a nice, healthy balance for yourself. And once you pour into yourself, then the right partner will come in and pour into you. Okay? Okay, so comment down below and let me know if this video was helpful in any way, shape, or form. Comment down below and let me know, have you experienced this type of relationship where you've been cheated on and then the next person that you got with was, you know, like the person you decided to settle for and not necessarily the person who made you happy? Are you guys still together, or did you decide to walk away because you realized that it didn't work out? Yeah, so comment down below, let me know if you like this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on your notification bell so you can be notified when Assets upload new videos. I love y'all, and as always, remember to live, love you. Bye, guys.